Well, welcome everyone. This is Big Rose Kitchen on location in the Golden West. We're actually in Lancelin WA, and what we're going to cook today for you is a magnificent crayfish or lobster mornay. Now what we've got here is one beautiful West Australian rock lobster. It was literally caught 1 kilometre from where I'm standing now. It came off the boat this morning and now we're going to put it in the pot. Now with the lobster mornay, normally if you want a crayfish natural you would steam it. That's the recommended way for 8 minutes. Now I'm going to put this in the steamer just for 3 minutes because I don't want to cook it through. It's going to get cooked in the sauce and under the char griller. Now what I want to do is steam it for 3 or 4 minutes so it's really easy to get out of the shell. So let's put this beauty into the steamer and away we go. Now we put the lobster in head down because all the shit runs to the head then. We're going to put that in there for 3 minutes and we're going to get on to our essentially a bechamel sauce with some added ingredients for the mornay. First thing we want to do with the bechamel is we want to warm our milk. And we want to add 1 bay leaf and a quartered onion, and we just want that to infuse. So what I've done is I've got the full cream milk, I've got a bay leaf and I've got a quartered onion. Now traditional recipes would also have 3 cloves put in. I'm not a big fan of cloves so I haven't put any in this, but that's up to you and your taste buds. So we're just going to warm that through on the stove. Our beautiful West Australian rock lobster, 3 minutes in the steamer and it's ready to go. And look at that, absolutely magnificent. We're just going to let that cool down before we halve it and put our sauce on. Moving on to the bechamel, we're going to make a traditional roux, a white roux. So that's just butter and your flour, mix it around and make sure the roux is following the spoon as my mother taught me, and you've got a perfect roux to make your bechamel, to make the mornay. So let's get into that. All right, we're now going to slowly add our infused milk. We don't want the bay leaf or the onion going in. We're now just going to add a little bit of King Island aged cheddar to this, and the rest of the cheese will go on the top, so it's just a little bit. So the next step is we're going to add some mustard and then some salt and pepper, and our gorgeous mornay sauce is just about done. Next step is some salt and pepper. And look, what's vitally important is that you taste. That's really good. The only thing I can think of needs a little tartness, so I'm going to add a little lemon to it now as well. Some people use white wine, but I think I'd prefer to drink the white and put the lemon juice into the sauce. One thing I like to do before I cut my lemon, roll it under the palm, and that will release all of the lemon juice and make it a lot easier to squeeze out, and especially when you're one-armed, it's always a good idea to do. Now, one thing that's important with the bechamel is once you've got all the taste right, it does need to cook for 3 or 4 minutes to cook the flourness out of the sauce. So we're just going to simmer that gently now for 3 or 4 minutes and we're good to go. Our next step is to take this beautiful WA rock lobster, slice it down the middle, take the gravy out of the head if you don't like it. Some people like to leave the gravy in, it adds flavour. Personally, I like the clean white flesh. So let's get into it. So we're just going to wash this away, and I'm removing, as we like to call it, the technical term, the poo shoot. And there we have it. Now you'll see that it is a lot easier to get the cray tail out now that we've partially cooked it. And look at that, just pulls straight out. And the second one. Now we want to keep these tails to put in our finished product at the end. Okay, we're now going to chop this cray meat up into nice sized chunks. I've completed chopping our beautiful half-cooked lobster, and now I'm going to add it to our Mornay sauce, ready to fill the shells. Right, we're just about to pull the dish together, And what we're going to do is spoon the beautiful, luscious West Australian crayfish into the shells, top it with a little bit of cheese, and into the barbecue under the grill essentially until the top browns. It is already cooked through. Remember, we did 3 minutes steaming. The lobster would have cooked a little in the sauce. Put it into the shells and away we go. Our crayfish Mornay is now back inside the shells, and we're just about to add a little lemon juice on the top, some cheddar cheese and under the grill, and then we'll be into it with lunch. And of course, we're having an Evans and Tate Margaret River Butterball Chardonnay available from Dan Murphy's. So everyone, cheers, and let's get on with it. Well, they talk about paddock to plate, but here we are in the Indian Ocean and we've got from ocean to plate. This beautiful West Australian rock lobster where the prices have never been lower than they are this summer. We've cooked it to perfection and having it with a Margaret River Evans and Tate Butterball Chardonnay. It's going to be a gorgeous meal, and we hope you can copy it and enjoy it with your family while we've got, thanks to the Chinese, the cheapest lobsters in Australia for 30 years. Bon appetito and enjoy. Well, cheers everyone.
Fucking excellent.
Cheers.
Well done to the photographer,
Well
the
done.
videographer.
Well done to the chef.
Can I have some water now, honey?
Yeah, that's a problem. We'll have to cut that.
Front row for Big Rose Kitchen. Get yourself front row.